Hey, friends. Yeah, well, we survived the hurricane. Of course, not everyone did. Here in our inland, north of Tampa, we've got we had bad wind damage. We got a lot of trees down. We had trees over roads, and up in Zephyr Hills, about every block there's a tree down or two. Now it's people are in line for gas. There's very little gas still, and nobody's really panicking. If you got food and water, and now gas is, the next concern. But I can show you a lot of damage, but you're seeing it. You're seeing all that on the news. It's the same everywhere. No different. I worked hurricane relief all week, but Thursday night, well, since it got here and before, taking people to shelters, taking them home, worked overnight. Thursday night, 12-hour shift for the EOC, Emergency Operations Center of Pasco, and we were taking people who were living out by these rivers. Well, the rivers were rising. The water was coming up from, running in from everywhere. We got a lot of flooding in this area. A lot of homes underwater. Not a lot, but every few miles you might see a water up, standing around the house. So I was to take people back to shelters because they weren't really informed by their apartments that how possibly this river could rise and flood the apartments. Well, people woke up with their houses, with their cars 4 feet underwater. It's like, holy. So nobody was happy going back to the shelter. And I gotta say, these shelters down over in this county there's no cots, there's no beds. What? There was 5,000 people in shelters in this county alone. 1,200 in this one school, high school, middle school together. We took people there. We took 90-year-old women who ended up having to sit up all night from that was what they were told. But people were out of the path or the danger. The worst for me was I did develop a leak in front of a window that was leaking in all night down under the windowsill. So I went through every towel I had, and a lot of clothes. Every hour I was up putting it because I didn't want the water going down into the wall any worse than it already was. And so that was okay. I got my 2 stray cats had kittens. I got 7 kittens I've been raising. And I'm taking care of feeding them every day because I want to try to give them away. And I built a kitty condo with concrete blocks underneath the table, tucked up in a corner outside against a wooden fence and the house. And so they were fine. I checked them in the middle of the night in the storm, and they were under, all snoring away. And so my neighbors and I were cooking out. We're doing charcoal and grill and making fires and different things. And the cleanup, we helped each other, neighbors helped each other clean up. We have 4 or 5 foot high of debris piles, so that's okay. But anyways, some of the stores are open. Power's coming back. I don't have power yet. South side of my town. It's sporadic, but it's gradually getting power. So this is Saturday. I showed up to work today. I thought I was supposed to work Sunday at 8, not Saturday at 8. Actually thought yesterday was Saturday and today was Sunday. So I got in there, but they didn't need me. They're not that many pickups now on our side, so they didn't need me. So, but tomorrow we'll see how it goes. And yeah, you could go on, but we survived. We're okay. Some people, the coast, God bless. A lot of people lost their cars, but as soon as they lost their car, as soon as they said they lost their car, a tear in their eye, they're like, boom, on to the next subject. Didn't even bring it up again. Most people are into their material possessions, and people are like, wow, this, that, and the other. And then we saw a horrible, horrible car accident. One guy and I, really cool guy about my age, taking him to the shelter from the flooding river. And this girl right in front of us. And we didn't know what happened. It was in the dark. So we jumped out, and a county pickup truck had hit this little car, crushed it up against this building. We jumped out, one of the first people up there, and it was a young girl. I mean, like 16 years old. And she was severely injured. And the guy's like, she didn't have her lights on. And it was all these lights over in Newport Richey. We had to stop at every one. There was no power. So you had to stop, do a 4-way. All these stoplights, you have to do 4-way. And the lady walked up behind him and said, I was right behind you. And she didn't have lights on. And her head was so cocked over. She was just laying there, just cuts on her. And my spirit just said, step back to the guy. And he was praying, and people were, and I said, we love you. My spirit just said, we love you. We love you, dear. We love you so much. Your family loves you. Your parents love you. Please stay. Please don't go. Everything in creation loves you. You are so lovable. And she heard me, and she started twitching. Her arms started twitching. She was so unconscious that her head was way, way down, and she could not lift her head. Oh, God bless, probably neck injuries. But her arms were twitching, and she was listening to me. So I think that happens at that time is you're literally like calling their spirit back. I mean, they don't have to go if they're not death-defying injuries. And the more their spirit comes back, they give them that much more strength to, maintain the body together. So that was very, very potent. And I wasn't supposed to stop, and the guy's not supposed to get out. He goes, I used to be a nurse. We jumped out, and he was a cool guy. And they're like, engine smoking. Anybody got a fire extinguisher? And I ran up with the fire extinguisher. I grabbed mine out of my bus, ran up there, and we were trying to get the hood open because smoke was coming out. And all of a sudden I look up, and there's a paramedic standing right there, and he's going, okay, well, we'll take over. And I look up, and there's a fire truck right in front of me, and I didn't even see it. I did not see him pull up, and I swear to God, it felt like they were there in 5 minutes. Because I was thinking about chronological between praying over her and going to get the fire extinguisher and coming back. It felt like it was 5 minutes. Just time disappears. And you're making those prayers, and boom, who knows, right? Maybe we changed time. Maybe we transformed it from 20 minutes to 5 minutes, or whatever. However, quantum, the power of prayer, the power of love, and so that's my testimony there. Yeah, I prayed for her, and I just you always double check yourself and you're always hard on yourself. So afterwards, and I was sitting by myself in a vehicle and I just went into a meditation and I changed different things that I would have done differently and how I would have handled things differently. And I just visualized it completely differently with light and what I would have said, and angels, calling in the angels, and whatever. All I just felt like for me, I made a fuller experience, transform it that much more afterwards, because you can go back and you ask to go back in time and change it. I even asked it to go back in time and change the accident from even happening, and that it didn't even have to happen. Change the timeline. So who knows? I would like to believe that, but then I would also like to kind of find the hospital she's in and check on her in a week. Other side of county. The man was okay, the driver. All right, guys, that's enough of my news. Love you all. Hope you're all okay. I'm still not on Facebook, so I can't connect into people that way, but you can email me or you can text me. My number is 813-679-4557. If anybody wants to text me and tell me what's going on or anything you need to know or any questions or any advice, 813-679-4557. Love you all. I gotta go and get some food for cooking over my outside grill. Much love. Stick together, guys. Stick together. Everybody's working together here. Our world. Our new world. And I don't know anything. I'm going to read some things about what's going on with the quantum system and all the changes that are about to happen on the quantum level from behind the scenes. It's all true. Love you.